Billy's back in school. Kind of a dilemma this morning, a couple of them actually. Billy cannot find his new sneakers. Well, they're like a month old that I bought him for school, his Nikes, and he can't find them anywhere. So he's wearing boots today, which means he's gonna get marked unprepared for gym because he doesn't have his sneakers. And he has an old pair of Converse sneakers, but we've searched everywhere and cannot find these sneakers. I don't know how we lost them, but anyway, so I headed out about, I don't know, 7:45 this morning to knock out these last 7 I have from my Friday's list. And I signed on the last, well, yesterday alone I signed on 2 new properties, both of them for mowing, both of them for snow plowing. The one wrote me a check right off the bat for the snow plowing for the year, and we agreed on the price for mowing, which I need to start next week. The other one is a big property that I guess the lady's moving out of, but the lady that called me, it's her aunt that lives in the house, and for whatever reason she's going to be moving out of there, but she wants lawn service for the rest of the year at least, and she wants snow plowing for the year, for the whole winter definitely. She's mailing me a check for that up front, so I have to go and mow that one today. But the problem is, in a lot of areas it's like 8-9 inches tall, and it's going to need some work, but I can double cut it probably and get away with just that, not having to bag it. Here's where the problem comes in. I went out at like, I don't know what, 7:30, 7:45, I think I just said. I headed out this morning to start mowing these lawns. I mowed 2 of them. About 4 of them don't need it. 5 of them don't need it. I mean, they're so short right now, they've slowed right down, so I'm gonna have to skip them. And by the time I get back from GIE and then go through next week and get to that Friday list, it'll be like a little over a week and a few days since they've been cut. So they'll probably need it then for sure. But the other thing is, a lot of these lawns this morning were covered in frost. We got our first frost, and it wasn't even everywhere. All in my area, like all around my house, the yards are green. They're just wet from the dew, but no frost. So I don't know. So that's gonna be that. It's gonna be a very short day for me. Obviously, I don't have to cut all these ones I thought I had to. I'm gonna pick Billy up from school so we can go to the gym and then get back home and get all of our stuff packed, because my father-in-law is picking us up at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning to take us to the airport. Our flight leaves just after 10, and we will fly into out of Buffalo into Philly, and then from Philly to Louisville. Our plane lands at 2:38 in Louisville, and Brian Shane, his plane lands at 3 o'clock. So we're just gonna hang out at the airport until Brian's plane lands, and then we're gonna get our rental car, throw all of our luggage in there, and go straight to GIE. And then we'll leave GIE and go to the Airbnb and put all of our stuff in there, and then probably go down the 4th Street Live after that. But that's the plan. So, but in the meantime, I have to get this cleanup done. Well, cleanup. I got to get this cut done on this lawn, which is technically going to be a cleanup. And I'll see if I can film any of that for you guys. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens. But see if I can film some of that for you guys. And then we got to find Billy's sneakers somewhere.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from.
So this is it. I don't know how much you could tell on the camera, but it was a solid 8 to 9 inches in some areas, and other areas it was only like 4 inches. But I cut the whole thing down to 3 inches, and everything that was growing over the sidewalk, I cut it all back, all the way around the edge of the sidewalk, and I double cut the whole thing. It's a pretty good sized property. There were a bunch of leaves here. Most of the leaves are gone. There's just a few little pieces left. Nothing big. It goes all the way over to the other side of like that big tree right there. Across the whole front. And this whole front here. The back wasn't bad at all, but this front was very, very bumpy. Now I do have the Walker B in the trailer, but I used the Wright to get this job done. And the reason I used the Wright was because Dusty. The reason I use the Wright is because I have like 4 sets of blades for that thing, and it's cheaper to buy blades for that than it is for the Walker. Not much, but a little bit cheaper. And I only have 2 sets of blades for the Walker, so I figured if I was going to destroy a set of blades, I'd rather it be on the Wright. And so I stood up for the first cut everywhere, and then I sat down for the second cut. And that's part of the other reason why I use the Wright, was because if I stand up, I get a better view of straight down. And since it's a yard I never mowed before, and like I said, some areas were really tall, and then there was a lot of leaves in there, I have no idea what's in this yard. So I wanted to be able to see if there was a random rock somewhere or a pipe sticking up or anything like that. So it just made it much easier to do it that way. I could stand up on it, see the whole thing, and then the second cut, when I knew where everything was, I could sit down and just go. And it worked out well. It did a really good job, and even on just 2 cuts, it mulched up 90% of those leaves. So I'm happy with it. I'm sure the customer will be too. Oh, and by the way, we found Billy's sneakers. Yay!